She done lost her goddamn mind, y'all. Her and her sister. They both lost their fucking mind. And then when they did decide to look for a little piece and find it, they put it in their titties. 50 pounds worth of mine is in their titties. That's some bullshit. That's some real bullshit. I hear a lot of people start off like, "Oh, we're gonna tell you from the beginning what the fuck happened," and then they start from Akira and Brenay being homegirls. That's not where the fuck that shit started at. It shit started when they was in high school, when they was in middle school. Brenay and Karrin have been competing with each other their entire lives because they're twins. And I know there are a lot of twins like, "Oh, twins don't compete. They love each other. They love each other." These bitches don't. They've been competing their entire life for who got the biggest titties, and currently Brenay is winning. Currently, Brenay has won their battle, but then they start new ones. You feel me? Brenay and Karrin have been competing against each other since school, and I can tell why. I went back and I watched Brenay's YouTube video on her account. The one of the very first videos is her and her sister, and I could tell then that there's a competition. I had been in a situation at one point where my homegirl would compare herself to me and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the so and so one, and you're the so and so one," and I had never even thought in my mind to think like, which one are we in the dynamic? You know what I'm saying? But people who are comparing themselves to you, that's what they do. So at the end of the video, or even throughout the video, you can kind of tell that Brenay wants to be seen. She wants to stand out from her sister. And she literally went out of her way to say, yeah, but as y'all can see, I'm the one, I'm kind of, bougie, as my family likes to call me. And I think she finds pride in being bougie or whatever because that's the only thing that she can link herself to. That is the only thing about her that she could link. When somebody was to ask this bitch, what do you like about yourself? I even seen a video of her and Tim, because we're gonna fast forward just a slightly bit, just to talk about it a little piece. I seen a video of her and Tim, and they're playing this guessing game or whatever. They're supposed to be showing how well they fucking know each other. These bitches don't know each other at the fuck all. They just fat together. She tells Tim, "There's something about me that I people always try to say that I stole from other people or whatever." And Tim's guessing like your laugh, your makeup, your hair. He don't know what the fuck. And she says, "My personality." That's like the thing I pride myself the most on. Not verbatim, but that's pretty much what the conversation was about. He's supposed to be guessing what's what she loved most about herself, and she's saying that it's her personality, which, and that's what tells me is that she wants a personality deeply, and she thinks that she has one, and she thinks that's her best quality is her personality, and that's my thing. Like, what about the personality? Because that's a very broad spectrum of things that one could think of about themselves, but she don't really have shit to go in depth with. She could say how intellectual I am, how insightful I am, because I could tell you a plethora of things I love about me. You know what I'm saying? Bad bitch, respectfully. But Brenay has nothing. She has never had anything. So from the very beginning, in that video between her and Karrin, when they're introducing themselves, quote unquote, to YouTube, Brenay is placing herself in the position of bougie, which, as we know, bougie is, I think it's short for bourgeoisie. You know what I'm saying? It's a higher upper class type of thing. So Brenay believes that she is higher upper class in comparison to her sister, because that's what she pointed out. She's pretty plain Jane. I'm bougie. You know what I'm saying? She's saying my sister ain't shit. The bitch don't like to do shit. She don't like to do her hair. She don't like to do her makeup and none of that shit. I'm the one who do all that shit because I'm a bad bitch. That's what Brenay was saying in that motherfucking video. That's what I heard. That was the energy that I was getting. You know what I'm saying? Brenay was going out of her way to be the biggest in the camera, have the biggest personality. But the thing was, the personality was B Simone. The personality was acting like B Simone because Brenay don't have a motherfucking personality. She thinks that she's hilarious. And shit funny about you, but how you look, bitch. You're a funny looking, big bodied, little leg having ass bitch. And I can't even see a little leg. You're shaped like an extra large chicken. That aside, they've been competing with each other since middle school. You can go back and look at pictures of them and shit, and they're twins. You know what I'm saying? Like, from when they were little girls, they look like they're like 10, 11, 12, some shit like that. They're twins. You feel me? They look exactly alike. Slightly different, but pretty much alike. And from what I'm looking at, Brenay was the ugly twin. They look just alike, but Brenay's slightly just a little piece uglier. I'm not sure if it's just like the way her eyes are set, if they're a little bit farther apart than her sister. I don't know what the fuck it is, but Brenay was the uglier twin. And so she went out of her way to be perceived as the more beautiful twin by applying all these things to herself. In the video, her nails is just as long as the day is. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking reason to have nails that goddamn long for real. And I guess I'm not saying you shouldn't, you feel me? But you shouldn't. There's no fucking reason to do that. You feel me? But a lot of people do. I'm not gonna clown those folks. I think it looks nice, respectfully. But Brenay, no, I don't think shit looks nice on Brenay. Except the we ain't gonna say that, but Brenay is trying to put things on herself. She's been trying to put things on herself for a long time so that she could have character. That's the only thing about her. She can't draw anything from the inside and pull it to the outside. She has to put things on her. you know what I'm saying, to have some sort of anything. So these long nails are representative of how much she does not have on the inside, how much she's lacking on the inside. We see all her, she doing all the wigs every motherfucking day or whatever the case may be, the makeup, the long lashes, all that kind of shit, all the goddamn jewelry, all the fucking rings, the heavy perfume, all that kind of shit. She don't have nothing on the inside that she could draw out. You know what I'm saying? Because, for example, I know me personally, I knows that I smells good naturally. You feel me? I like my natural scents. So I don't need the heavy perfumes. I can bring me from the inside and pull me on the outside and feel comfortable and good in myself. Brenay does not have that. She don't like the way she smells naturally. She don't like nothing natural about herself, right? And that's why when she was with Devin, she was okay being natural, quote unquote, taking her wig off and being her full self in front of Devin, but not really, because she still had. We're gonna keep on track. We're gonna stay where we are right now. We're talking about middle school and high school. Brenay and Karrin were bullshitting. They were competing against each other because none of these bitches, neither one of these hoes have personality except to dick suck. That was their personality, being a dick sucker. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it respectfully. There's a lot of times where if you don't have anything else, if your parents never taught you anything else, one thing that's super easy to, it was easy to grasp, especially at that age, is to be sexual. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. It's also too, if you're shaped like how those girls are, and the only thing that you potentially have to offer, because when you don't have no fucking personality, you grew up around, because that's another thing too. I don't think this truly starts with the twins. I think this starts with their mother. The mother is a bullshitting ass bitch. From what I understand, she's also done the exact same thing that Brenay has. I'm pretty sure she's fucked somebody's husband. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. I don't fuck somebody's husband. You feel me? But the nigga told me he was getting a divorce. And when I got pregnant, I got an abortion. You feel me? Because I realized that, yo, he's not getting a divorce. He went back to his wife. So let me go ahead and handle the situation. Look at myself and reflect and do better. You feel me? The mother didn't. She made excuses for it. So now she's making excuses for Brenay. She's made excuses for Brenay her whole life. When Brenay was in high school and she was dealing and dabbling around or whatever with Tim, they was dating. Her and Tim was dating in high school. And you notice because of all the goddamn tweets, all the fucking tweets of her talking about, oh, me and Tim forever, Tim is daddy, whatever the fuck else, because she was a desperate bitch. This was when you, and I remember being in high school, you know what I'm saying? I remember being a young lady and just feeling like I didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? I was talented. I could sing. I can act. I can, dance, all these types of things. But my grandma didn't really give a fuck about that. She put me in all these programs and stuff just to distract me. But when it boiled down to like, who am I? When I would try to figure things out, she pretty much told me, you need to focus on God. Focus on Jesus. Focus on your vow of purity to Christ. You feel me? So I think that's what the fuck Brenay did. Brenay and her big titties have focused heavily on God because that was the only thing that was, it's probably, that was the only thing that made her mom happy about her. The fact that she had a relationship with Jesus Christ. When Brenay got pregnant by Tim in high school, because she got pregnant by him, her mother made her get an abortion. Karrin also was fucking with Tim in high school because they've been competing their entire fucking life. So they have to fuck the same guys. They have to do it better. And here's my thing. I know about this type of thing because I've done this. I don't have a twin, but I've done this with a homegirl where it feels like in your head, when you're competing with your homegirl, because she didn't know I was competing with her. I knew I was competing with her. I knew that I wanted to be better than her, and I wanted to be seen as better than her in the eyes of the guys that we was messing with, right? Because what had happened was I knew the guy first. I knew two of these guys first. Because this is it. Two of these guys first. My homegirl comes around, and she starts messing with dudes, and they're saying like how awesome she is. She is, right? One of them is one of my best guy friends at the time, because bitch, I was such a pick-me. You know what I'm saying? That when it came around to her messing with the second guy, which was a guy that I actually liked for real, I was like, oh, she messed with him, but I'm gonna mess with him, and then I'm gonna ask him afterwards who was better. He told me that she was, in fact. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I can't beat this bitch. I can't beat this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So a few years down the line, Karrin and Brenay, they're competing with each other from middle school, you know what I'm saying? From then when they just started being ugly twins to the point in high school. Now they're competing with Tim. I'm sure there was someone at their church or something when they was younger that they was competing for or whatever. We just don't know about that because they don't have the paper trail that Brenay left on Twitter. We don't have that for the younger folks. But what we do know is that Brenay got pregnant by Tim in high school. And I'm not sure if this was before Karrin fucked Tim or after, but it seems like this all happened around the same time that Tim was messing with Brenay. Because from what I understand, Brenay and Karrin were pass arounds in high school, which if you don't know what that is, that means they was doing dicks. They was doing dicks. They was doing plenty of them, and they're probably doing a lot of sucking. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're a dick sucker in high school, people will call you a whore and a dick sucker. You know what I'm saying? But if you are a person who just fucking, nah, you know what I'm saying? They might just call you a hoe or whatever. But passing around, like you just doing, that's a heavy title. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But that's what happened. Brenay got pregnant by Tim, and her mom made her get that abortion, right? Karrin gets pregnant and I don't know when this. I don't think they were teenagers at this time, but I think this had to have been within the last like 5 years, obviously, because look at the baby. The baby ain't that old. So with them being like what 27 now. So this happened when she was like 22. Brenay and Karrin have always been competing each other. Keep that in mind. So when Brenay's mom made Brenay get an abortion, that probably settled in Brenay's mind like, I always wanted my child. I always wanted my child type of thing. Especially when she saw that Karrin was able to have the baby and stay at her mom's house. But I guess Karrin waited till she was older a little piece. Whatever. I don't know. But what I do know is that they have been competing against him. And there is a deep, deep wound that comes from childhood where Karrin and Brenay have been messing with Tim, and Brenay just seems to never be able to end up on top. Because here we have who's makeup on my headphones, child. Here we have Brenay and Karrin in high school, whores, and then we have Karrin. I mean, not Karrin, but Akira. Let's add her into the picture now. We have Akira, who was a gorgeous girl throughout high school. She was probably wanted by a lot of the boys. I mean, because she was cutesy. You know what I'm saying? She was probably very intelligent, very involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, and that's attractive. That's an attractive quality to be well versed. It don't seem like Karrin and Brenay was well versed in a goddamn thing. These bitches don't know shit but titty and dick suck. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they had going on. And so I'm sure they knew of Akira in the sense of they wanted to be here. They were jealous of her because not only are they competing with each other, being a jealous individual, like being a person who just needs to be better than somebody, that don't stop at the one person that you want to be better than. That goes in every area of life. You think I was just competing with my one homegirl? I was competing with hella bitches subconsciously because it wasn't at the forefront of my mind like I want to be better than her, I'm competing with her. It was a subconscious thing that I had this desire to be better than, or to be desired just as much as, or if more than this girl or these girls. And my conscious thing was, okay, fuck the guy, get next to the guy. He's gonna see us like it's just automatic at the point when you are a jealous ass bitch. It's automatically it's in your head to be competitive. You know what I'm saying? So I get down the line, you see Akira. Akira pops up in high school with them, or middle school. I'm pretty sure they met in high school, or I don't think that they were actually friends nor close. I think that Akira knew of Brenay and Karrin and probably just never paid it any attention because that wasn't her business. Girls like that just be really in their own world and just be jealous. They be hating. They be mad that because they'll go out of their way to try to pick and poke and prod at girls like Akira because they want to be her. And Akira's just minding her. She's nice and sweet and whatever. She don't even peep this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? She's not even no mess. So what Brenay saw when she got to be an adult was an opportunity to compete and win, because Karrin has a baby daddy now. You know what I'm saying? Karrin done went off and started her little family with the dude that she's messing with or whatever the fuck. Because we'll get to that. And now she's at home, so she's. I think Brenay felt like Karrin's out of the picture. Like she done already did her shit. I'm the one because I got money and I ain't got no kids, so like I can be your one. You know what I'm saying? I can be there for you, type of thing. When Akira and Tim started to, when they was together, type of thing, Brenay inched her way into there. She saw that opportunity to sneak in and steal, and that's what she did. She went with Devin because apparently Tim told Devin that Brenay and Karrin was pass arounds in high school, and Devin at the time was someone that is for one Tim's cousin, and he was someone who was a virgin. Brenay was his first everything. Child. And that's what it had to be, because it takes a certain type of nigga to deal with a bitch like Brenay. It really does. You have to be a lame ass nigga, and he was, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? He was a lame ass nigga for a while, and that's just because he was a virgin. He didn't know shit. He was green. He was wet behind the ears. That's all. And that's not even necessarily his fault. You feel me? That's just how life be sometimes. And he just got wrapped up because his bullshitting ass fat cousin Tim set him up to be with a bitch like Brenay, because he's talking about, you just need a nut, bro. I'm just trying to get this nut for you. Why are you so worried about your homeboy's nut, your cousin's nut? I don't know. That's strange shit to me in the first place. Like, I'm gonna help you fuck. Okay. That's what's on your mind, I guess. So Tim sets Brenay and Devin up, right? Devin falls in love. Devin falls in love, I do believe, because Devin didn't have shit. He didn't have nothing of substance. He was just a church boy, a regular going church boy, just living life. No depth. You know what I'm saying? Nothing for real. Because if you had depth, you wouldn't want to be with a bitch like Brenay. Brenay don't know nothing or think about shit or talk about shit, right? Because when you see these YouTube videos of her, these TikTok videos, she ain't talking about a fuck thing. All she's talking about is things outside of her, where she's going, what she's doing, what she put on, what she bought. A Bible verse she read, what she finna do. You know what I'm saying? She don't have nothing to pull out of herself to bring to the outside world. So Devin, having fallen in love with this woman as she was, all I know is that he was in a position where he didn't love himself. You couldn't have loved yourself fucking with a bitch like Brenay because Brenay hated herself. And you could tell. First of all, any woman who is constantly putting things on themselves, and again, this is because I have no problem with cosmetics. I love cosmetics. I love makeup, as you can see. I used to get my nails done very long. You know what I'm saying? I love me a good piece of cos. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing about Brenay. That's all that she had. That's that's it. That's all. So to fall in love just with the cosmetics, Devin, that means you didn't have shit inside you either. And that's clear. You know what I'm saying? As we've seen, sometimes you have to go through shit like this to transform and to get to know yourself more. And that's just what happened to Devin. After this shit, he done glowed up mentally, spiritually, all that kind of shit. He's doing well, as we can see. But let's go back. Devin and Brenay got together because Devin wasn't shit. He didn't know shit about shit. And Brenay only had titties and dick suck. And so Devin was like, hell, I love it here. You're going to cook food. We just going to chill. You're going to be entertaining because you don't know who the fuck you are. So you just going to constantly be cosplaying as somebody else. I love that. It's some new shit every fucking day. Why not? Why wouldn't I want to be here? You know what I'm saying? And he didn't realize how big he was getting because he was so distracted by how big Brenay was. You know what I'm saying? The titties just big as fuck. And they're getting bigger every fucking day. Fuck me. I'm finna fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give a fuck how big he was. He didn't even notice until he started probably feeling as depressed and as exhausted as as you would feel when you're big like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been big before. Right now I'm currently sitting at 5'6". You know what I'm saying? At one point I was 5'4", 190. 195, you know what I'm saying, baby? I was exhausted. I was tired. My heart was hurting. You feel me? I was breathing hard. You feel me? And so after a while, when you ain't getting around good as your friends, people talking about you, all that kind of shit, it make you feel bad about yourself, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody who treats you like shit. I'm sure Devin felt like awful. You feel me? So in the time where Devin is with Brenay, Brenay's making it seem like she's oh so in love. She's posting TikTok videos. She's gotten to the point where she has 1 million followers because people have followed her based off of this fake personality that she's curated. It is so easy to have a fake personality, and it is so easy to gain following in people who like you when your personality is fake. Because when you're curating a fake personality, you're gonna curate the good things. You're gonna make people see all the good things that you want them to see because being your pure self is polarizing. Authenticity is polarizing. There's not shit polarizing about Brenay. She's easy to like or easy to dislike. And right now in time, she's very easy to dislike. There's nothing about her to be likable unless you're a stupid ass bitch. Every time I see her comments on TikTok and I'm looking and I go to the bitches' pages, like, I love you, girl. Y'all some stupid, dumb hoes every time. Every time. But nonetheless, we're going to get back to what we was talking about. Brenay and Devin got together because Devin didn't know shit about shit and he didn't have substance for himself. So he fell in love with what he thought was substance. Because at the time, there were a lot of women who had stolen B. Simone's personality and were using it as their own. And niggas don't be knowing shit about that. Because who the fuck, what man is watching B. Simone? Until people started talking about how a lot of women have B. Simone's personality. So I'm sure Devin might have looked at his wife like, But then we don't know. He probably didn't because he was still in love with her. You know what I'm saying? He was in love with her to the very end. You feel me? But on Tim's end with Tim and Akira, they had been going through it. They had been married. You know what I'm saying? I think they got married when they were both in college at the beginning of college, probably like 21, 22 years old, right? They had gotten a house. At this point, I think they may have a child together or 2 children together. I'm not sure. But they're still in college, right? So I'm pretty sure it might have been one child. Akira's living off campus. Tim lives on campus because I think he's playing sports, and I think he had to stay on campus to play football, right? So they made an agreement that Tim is going to do that. He's going to live on campus, and Akira's going to live off campus, and she's going to work and all that kind of stuff while Tim gets his degree. Tim cheated on Akira while he was in college. They were going through that. That was one of their trials and tribulations, their ups and downs, and in their marriage and shit. That was one of them. Tim cheated while he was in college, right? And they worked through it. They stayed together. Lord, I might say they stayed the fuck together, child. I don't know no shit about none of that because I don't know how I would feel. I don't know what I would do. So I ain't even gonna speak too much on that. I just want to say some bullshit. Who's fucking Tim? Why would anybody fuck Tim? Tim's hips are big. You know what I'm saying? I don't like no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I like a little fat booty on a man. You feel me? I'm chill with that. But the hips too, you guys to get the fuck out. And you guys to do it right the fuck now. Respectfully. Actually, disrespectfully. How dare you? How dare you have hips in my house? That's how I would feel if I was a kid. And then you cheated on me with the hips? Bitch, you got me fucked up, ho. Yeah. I might cut him off. You never know. You feel me? The nigga and the hips. Anyway, yeah, Tim cheated on Akira. You know what I'm saying? While they was in college, while he was in college, because I think Akira had already had her degree. You know what I'm saying? She's doing bad bitch things. You know what I'm saying? She's just getting her shit together. You know what I'm saying? She's just doing her. You feel me? And her husband decided he's gonna cheat on her while he's in motherfucking college trying to play motherfucking football, bitch. Ain't no goddamn way. But again, they worked through it. Brenay is hearing all of this, of course, because Her and Akira are chill. They cool. You know what I'm saying? They friends and shit. I'm not sure if Akira told Brenay this while it was happening or after it happened because I'm not exactly sure when Brenay and Akira became close. But I know that they became close because Brenay was posting Akira, Tim, and Devin all on her TikToks, all on her YouTube and shit. Whenever she would vlog and all this kind of stuff, you would see Brenay with Tim and Akira. She introduced us to Tim and Akira because before it was just Brenay and her sister on YouTube, right? Then when Brenay got married, it became her and her husband Devin at the time, right? They would post videos and shit. And then Devin is cousins with Tim, obviously. So they just became close. They just became buddies. You know what I'm saying? This happened, I want to say, and I'm just guesstimating it, at this point because I don't have the exact numbers, but I want to say circa about 5 or 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They became close as fuck. Because again, Tim's cousin is Devin. Brenay and Akira went to the same school. Well, they all went to the same school pretty much. So I was like, why not? Why not just let us hang out together? All of us be cool. You know what I'm saying? Might as well. Couples, two married couples, that's chill. I mean, like, that's chill. As they become close, it becomes very apparent that Brenay still has something going on with Timothy hipped up Montague. You know what I'm saying? So Brenay, from the very jump, from years, I'm positive, years before this, I'm sure she's been keeping up with Tim. I'm sure she knew before Tim and Akira got married that Tim was going to marry Akira because she's a watching ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? She's a stalker ass hoe. And that's another thing. Brenay is a copying type of bitch. She's a mimic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing about copying people. It's a very subconscious thing that sometimes you do not notice that you're doing. Trust me, because I've been there. I've been right there as a copying ass bitch because I didn't have any type of self. I didn't have a sense of self. So what I thought was everybody in the world is going out and copying other people. I thought that people would see someone and see something that they like and then just do it for themselves. That's not real. Everybody doing the shit that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? People think of things out of their head because they know themselves or they understand themselves. Brenay is a person who does not know herself. So it is natural for her to pick shit up off other people and then apply it to herself because the bitch don't know shit about herself except that her titties is big and she is over 300 pounds. That's all she motherfucking know. And that she can suck a mean dick. Because that's why she got that tongue piercing. She know what the fuck she coming with. She knows she's coming with that mean throat. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I applaud a bitch who know her skills. You know what I'm saying? But that's all Brenay know is how to deep throat the dick. You feel me? And how to ride that shit and how to throw it back on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if she know how to ride because Brenay don't give me mega knees. You know what I'm saying? She don't give me knees at all. I don't know if the bitch can bend over. I've never seen her do it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just know she's big as fuck and she be breathing hard when she's eating. So I'm not sure what's going on in the bedroom. I don't really even give a fuck too much. You feel me? All of it is nasty. Brenay has another sister named Kayla, a younger sister, and Kayla got a tongue ring too. It seems like they all have tongue rings. Kayla, Karrin, and Brenay have tongue rings. The shit is gross. They're always putting the shit in the camera just to let people know that their throat and their mouth is ready for a dick. That's what I believe. So, Brenay has been plotting since fucking high school to get back with Tim. She knew that, okay, Tim is married, but it doesn't matter because I'm a professional. I'm a professional dick sucker. So I can suck the dick out of the relationship. I can suck the dick out of the marriage. Right? Especially if the dick wants to be out of the marriage. It seemed like Tim is the type of nigga who's never satisfied with shit because he's probably been given everything his whole life and never told that he has to be grateful. Because preacher's kids, because that's what Tim is. He's a preacher's child. You know what I'm saying? Even in when they was in high school, Tim's daddy did not want Brenay to be with Tim. They had them separated. You know what I'm saying? Tim's dad got Tim the fuck away from Brenay. And rightfully so. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The pastor was probably like, yeah, this fat bitch with these big old titties, she's not going to corrupt my son. You know what I'm saying? Even though the son is already motherfucking corrupted. He was corrupted when he was born with hips like that. You know what I'm saying? That was already some bullshit on the pastor's part. The pastor was going to hell for that and his wife, respectfully, But I guess he tried to do a thing by separating them. He saw how this relationship was going to turn out and how it wasn't good and all that good shit. Respectfully. You know what I mean? But then, a pastor's kid, I've never known them to be like especially good people. You know what I'm saying? Like oftentimes I meet them and they're awful. You know what I mean? And Tim is just one of those. He's one of those awful preacher's kids who's entitled, spoiled as fuck, and is gonna have somebody to back him up every time so he don't learn his lesson. He don't give a fuck about learning a lesson because the Bible says, he who repent shall know the kingdom of motherfucking heaven. So Tim, he believes surely that he's going to heaven with those hips. He knows for sure that him and his hips is going to heaven. He even got a little piece of titty. He even has a little piece of titty. You know what I'm saying? So him and his titties and his hips, he thinks that he's going to heaven because he thinks that, you can just live life like this, do shit like this, fuck your cousin's wife, and As long as you repent to God and have a good relationship with God, it doesn't matter. For whatever fucking reason, because that's how Brenay maneuver. This bitch be talking about, y'all don't know my relationship with God. She be showing her Bible journaling and all this kind of shit. Bible for women. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Bible for women. How the fuck you change the book to be? Bitches are stupid. Brenay's dumb as fuck, just like her sister. They're both stupid as fuck. That's why we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep motherfucking going. So Brenay had been plotting to get Akira's man at this point, and as Akira, she's unknowing. You know what I'm saying? She don't know what the hell's going on. She just know that she's in a marriage with him, and her homegirl, her best friend, even is Brenay. So Brenay and Devin start to get into it because Brenay don't love Devin. She loves Tim. She loved him bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think this is love. I think this is infatuation. Brenay doesn't know what love is. That's why she don't love her motherfucking self. That's why she won't take that motherfucking wig off. She will not. She will refuse to see her head. And that her hairline is all the way back here. And I get it. I've had a big forehead my whole motherfucking life. But once I decided, like, damn, I'm gonna put wigs on every goddamn day, my shit started to shift to the back, and I was like, oh hell no. Let me get some sacred around this bitch. A little piece of minoxidil. You know what I'm saying? Brenay don't give a damn. She ain't got none of that shit. She just letting her hairline just go all the way to the back. All we know, you know how E can't cut her shit down the middle? Brenay's gonna have that naturally. You know what I'm saying? That's because she refuses to take her wig off. I noticed one thing that when she was with Devin, when she would post with Devin or whatever, and post their little house, their things that they're doing in the house, whatever and shit, Brenay was to be snatching that wig off quick. She was around the house looking a fucking fool, a fucking mess, because she was comfortable in hating herself. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, when she gets down to the bare, you know what I'm saying? When you see her without the nails, without the makeup, without the hair and shit, you can tell that she does not take care of herself. She does not take care of anything about herself. And you already know that from the jump because she's big as fuck. She can say, like, oh, I got PCOS, I got PCOS. You haven't even tried to go to a little piece of the gym, baby. We see you in the gym and we ain't seen you since. And then you got the nerve to pay for a goddamn gym membership when you don't go to the motherfucking gym. That's greed. That's pure motherfucking greed. And Brenay is a greedy bitch. You know what I'm saying? Aside from the fact that she tried to fuck her best friend, not even fuck, she did take her best friend's husband because she needed it that motherfucking bad. She needed the shit that she had. You know what I'm saying? You can see the way that her eyes move when she's looking at some fucking food in front of her. God damn it. I've seen a compilation of her squirting the whipped cream in her mouth. Now, I made some iced coffee this morning. I ain't never even think to turn my head back and put that shit in my mouth. I think there's a serving size on the container. And so I like to go by serving sizes often. You know what I'm saying? Especially shit like that. Because I don't want to be big as my house and a condo and a plus section in the back and shit. I don't motherfucking know. But Brenay is. She's that fucking big because she don't care. She's greedy. Everything that she feels like she wants, she's going to go get that. Right? So that's why she was in a goddamn marriage. And she was like, I don't even care that I have a husband right now. I have someone who's willing to pay for my entire life and fuck me, you know what I'm saying? Do all this kind of shit. I could turn him into something. You know what I'm saying? I can get him to go to the gym or whatever, and we can go to the gym together and turn him into a fine, handsome man or whatever she felt was wrong with Devin. She could have, worked with him. That's how relationships are. You're supposed to grow with each other, but she didn't want to do that because she wanted to grow with Tim and his dick. She wanted to grow with Tim's dick and Tim's hips and Tim's titties. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to make home with that. So shit started to get rocky in her and Devin's relationship. Yeah, shit started to get rocky in her and Devin's relationship, right? Devin don't know what the fuck's going on. He just know his wife ain't doing right by him. His wife ain't talking to him the same. She ain't being nice to him and shit. What he did peep though was that Tim was coming over often. And Brenay was excited about him coming over and shit. It was very strange, you know what I'm saying? Tim's thinking like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling her that my cousin's finna come over and she's talking about, woo, yay. Hello? Bitch, what are you talking about? Woo, yay, bitch. What the hell you got going on, right? You can even see in the videos that Brenay begins to record Devin and Tim in different ways. Like Brenay begins to record herself, like, oh, we were making some food, and then she'll pan to the camera to Tim first. Like you look at him and then look at Devin. Like you could see the inflection on, you could hear the inflection on her voice that she didn't want to show Devin in the camera. She was not excited about Devin at all, but she was excited about Tim being there because Tim would show up a lot over at the house because again, it was Brenay and Devin, Tim and Akira. They would hang out and they would come over. I'm pretty positive that Devin and Akira both peeped that something strange was going on, but it was kind of just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Akira did not know about Tim and Brenay's relationship from high school, right? Keep that in mind because I'm finna tell you some shit. Brenay and Devin get into it Obviously, because Brenay just don't want to be with the nigga. So she's finding any and every reason to just have an argument with the man. She claims that when they got into an argument, she says that he tried to hit her. He raised his hand like he was gonna hit her. Right? So she goes over to Tim and Akira's house and says, "Hey, I'm having issues." Oh well, first she's talked to Tim. First she called Tim, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, actually Tim was there. Tim was there when Brenay and Devin was arguing. Tim and Brenay gets to conspiring, and Brenay, I guess, says, I'm gonna go to my mom's house. This shit's got out of hand. Tim says, "No, baby, come to my house. You're coming over to my house." Right? So Tim goes and tells Akira, yeah, they just got into it, and Devin tried to hit her. Tim lies on his own cousin so that he could get his fuck buddy in the house, because they obviously had already been doing it. Tim had been staying over at Devin's house on a blow up bed, because him and Akira was, I guess, supposed to be arguing or whatever with the rules. So Tim had been coming over, sleeping on the blow up bed in Devin and Brenay's home. So this happened before Devin and Brenay got a divorce, before Tim and Akira got divorced. You know what I'm saying? They got the divorces this year. This happened like circa maybe a year and a half before this, right? This is at the beginning of Tim and Brenay's affair. Devin still don't know what the fuck's going on for real. He just know him and his wife is arguing and going through it. But at one point, Devin did say that he had heard Brenay and Tim in a room together, 2:00 in the fucking morning, right? Imagine you and your wife, you know what I'm saying? Y'all chilling in the house, you have a guest over, you have your cousin over, right? Cousin says, "All right, cuz, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna go in the guest room on the blow up." You say, "All right, cuz, I see you, good night." But then he's like, "Actually, me and Brenay, we're gonna sit up in the kitchen. We're gonna talk for a little bit. We got a good conversation, cuz I love you though. You know what I'm saying? Whatever." Devin's probably like, I mean, I guess sure, whatever. I don't really care. I'm gonna go to bed, type of thing. Like, I trust that y'all aren't doing anything crazy until I wake up at 2:00 in the fucking morning and y'all still talking. But y'all aren't in the kitchen no more. Y'all in the room on the blow up bed together. Hello? And you know what Devin said he heard? He heard them conspiring to get back together. Hello? Hey, man? What the fuck? What the hell? Brenay and her titties and Tim and his hips are sitting in the guest room conspiring to get back together while Devin is sleeping in the master bedroom. That's some shit. And that's some fucked up shit. That'll really fuck you up in the mind, especially with this being his first relationship. This is his first relationship. This is his first girlfriend. This is his first wife. This is his first everything. So he don't know what the fuck to do. So when Brenay's like, he knew what was going on. He knew what was going on. He didn't know exactly, but he kind of had an inkling. I know he knew, you know what I'm saying, that they had did something, but at the same time, he didn't know what the heck to think of this or what to do with this information, because what really would you I mean, I could say now what I would do, because I'm not a virgin. You know what I'm saying? And the person I lost my virginity, this wouldn't have happened. So I don't know what mind frame I would have been in if I was a man. And this is my experience right now. I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. So Brenay and Tim have been doing the dues, whatever, at their marital home, at Brenay and Devin's marital fucking home. Devin, finally at this point, he done had enough, to the point where him and Brenay get into a fucking argument. And he probably did try to buck up at her a little piece, but he don't give me that he beat women or that he would hit a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably just was like, oh, we know, whatever. Like, you know how men be, whatever. Brenay claims that he was going to hit her, and Tim was there for the argument. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure Tim felt away, because he know that at this point Devin is he's up on the fact that you have been sleeping with my wife. You my cousin, and you've been doing something with my wife, and you know that I'm mad about it. I can't say it directly. I can't come out and say what I want to say, what I'm feeling directly, but I'm gonna hint y'all on it. Y'all know that I know, and y'all are doing this in front of my face. This is very disrespectful, rightfully so, right? So Tim takes Brenay to his house, to his marital home between him and Akira, because he tells Akira that Devin tried to hit her. He lied. He did lie, and so Akira's like, oh, okay, well, sure, like this is my homegirl type of thing. Like, she could be safe over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would definitely provide. And then she blocked Devin as well. Akira blocked Devin, because Akira was like, I don't want no dealings with a man who would try to hit this girl. Like, my best friend type of thing. Like, Tim knew what he was doing by coming and telling Akira, like, yeah, Devin tried to do this to her, and Devin did this, and he's all that, whatever. He tried to make Devin out to be the bad guy so that Akira would never go and ask Devin what the freak happened, because Devin would probably tell her, my ex-wife or my wife right now is fucking your man. You don't know, because Devin didn't say nothing. Devin didn't even get the chance to say anything before Akira blocked him, because Tim told Akira that Devin was abusive. And Brenay's there to back it up, like, yeah, he did try to hit me, whatever, whatever. Akira said she never really asked Brenay, you know what I'm saying? But obviously Brenay's walking around their house acting sad and shit, like her marriage is over and failed and whatever with the right? So eventually, a couple months into Brenay living with Akira and Tim, Devin helps Brenay move her stuff out of their marital home and get into a new apartment, right? They're separated. Devin is just a nice guy. This is his first thing. You know what I'm saying? He don't really po thing just as crazy as hell. Crazy as a goddamn bed bug. And glasses just thick as he want to be. You know what I'm saying? Devin didn't know a goddamn thing. He was just doing what a nice man would do. You know, help his. My wife said that she needs to help move. We ain't together, but I'm gonna help her move. If she want to move out this house, I'm gonna help her move out this motherfucking house. So she ain't got to be with me no more. That's what it is. That's what it, sometimes you know how they be like, for my final act of love, I'm letting you go. That's what the fuck happened. Devin was letting his bitch go, respectfully. You know what I mean. And so in between this time, Brenay is living with. Before this happens, Brenay is living with Akira and Tim. Akira says Brenay is just walking around her house in the shortest of shorts. Hello? What the fuck is you doing in my what are you doing in my house with booty shorts on? You ain't even got no ass. Shit just as flat as cardboard, you know what I'm saying? As a freaking wall. But you got the nerve to try to show that little piece of ass off, bitch. You gotta get your fat ass in my house. You and your titties and that little piece of ass trying to show off in the goddamn shorts. You gotta get the fuck out of my house. So Akira calls her family. She's saying, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is bothersome. I'm bothered by this. As she should be, you know what I'm saying? And Akira's family's like, wait a minute. Brenay at your house? Because they know Brenay. Of course, like I said, Akira and Brenay was besties. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they met the other piece of family that, yeah. So Akira's family was like, bitch, what? Oh, you got to get that fat bitch out your house. You got to get her out of there now. Like, she ain't supposed to be in your motherfucking house. What? So Akira's family comes over and tells Brenay, you have to get your fat ass out of my daughter's house. This is Akira's home. This is her marital home. You have to get the fuck out. I think it was Akira's mama and her grandmama. Or one of her aunties. One of the two, right? I think it was her grandmama and her mama. Brenay gets mad, heated. She says, I'm not going nowhere because Tim said I could be here. You want to tell this girl's mama that you're not going to leave her home because her husband said that you could stay in the house? You fucked up. That's bad. That's real bad. You don't have no freaking shame. You're clearly fucking this lady's husband. That's very obvious. That's clear. You walk around the house in booty shorts? Who does that? Brenay, because she don't have no. Mind you, this whole time, Karrin been fucking Tim. Karrin was fucking Tim that whole time. Tim probably dipping off at, well, I'm gonna go to the grocery store, babe. I'll be back. He's dipping off at Karrin's because there was one time when Devin was married and before they separated, before Devin and Brenay separated, there was a time they pulled up at Karrin's house and Karrin stayed with their mama. Karrin stayed with Brenay's mom. You know, they stay with the mama still. So they pulled up at Brenay's mama house. Karrin hops out of the back seat of Tim's car because when they pulled up, they seen Tim's car there. And I'm like, what the hell? What are you doing here? How you beat us here? What's he doing over here? They park. They see Karrin. I guess Karrin seen them. She hops out of the back seat of Tim's car and runs up the stairs. What the fuck was you doing in the back seat? Now, I don't have my back seat days. You know what I'm saying? I am a young lady, you feel me? But I've had my even younger young lady days. I know what that is. You was back there sucking that dick. You was riding that shit. You know what I'm saying? Karrin is a little piece smaller than Brenay. So I can imagine that she could do something like that in the backseat, just barely. I know it was hot and sweaty because both Tim and Karrin are big people. You know what I'm saying? So I know the car was stank, smelling like corn chips type of thing, and pussy and badissy. I know that's what was going on. So Karrin had to hop out of there quickly because she didn't want that smell to permeate on her body. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want the pussy and the badissy to be all over her. So she had to get the fuck out and run up the goddamn stairs and probably spray herself down a little piece, wipe her coochie off a little piece because she was down there doing that shit with Tim, right? And Devin, he knew what was going on. He knew before him and Brenay separated, he knew that Tim had been messing with Karrin. He never said anything to Akira because he felt like, well, why would I break up a happy home? You know what I'm saying? Why would I go out of my way to get in y'all's business? My shit, I need to focus on my shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the one responsible for the ending of a marriage because I saw something and whatever. You know, the truth comes to the light eventually. So when Akira finally says, Brenay, you have to get the fuck out of my house because my parents are here, like my mom is here, my grandma is here telling you have to get the fuck out of my house. Brenay says, I'm not going anywhere because Tim says I can stay here because, like I said, Tim lied on Devin when Brenay and Devin got into an argument about Brenay and Tim, being in the guest room together and all that kind of shit. Tim takes Brenay and takes her to Akira's house. She's out there showing that ass, you know what I'm saying? Recording her man, doing all kind of weird shit. Akira has her auntie and her mama or whoever the fuck come over and tell Brenay you gotta get the fuck out. Brenay says, I'm not going anywhere because her husband says I don't. I don't have to. That causes a spat, obviously. That causes a dispute. So there's a whole thing going on. Brenay does end up having to leave, of course. And like I said, in this time, Devin had been helping Brenay move her shit out. So she had got an apartment. She had gotten her own apartment type of thing, right? So Brenay finally has her own space. She's gotten out of Akira and Tim's home. Again, Akira still has not a real inkling that Tim was fucking with Brenay heavily like that until Akira decides to go through Tim's computer. And she didn't even really go through it. She wasn't, from what I heard, or from what she said, she wasn't trying to go through the computer. She was trying to file taxes on a computer, on a laptop that her and Tim had went half and half on. She gets on the laptop and she sees videos of Brenay bent over in her living room. In her living room. Imagine you hop on your man's computer and you see a bitch in y'all motherfucking living room. It's like y'all pictures in the back on the motherfucking walls and she's shaking that ass. What? Oh, like I would want to rip the titties off a bitch that day. Slice them up. Ting ting. That it would have been a whole horror scene. Disrespectfully, because what the fuck? What the hell do you mean that you're shaking your ass in my right? Okay. So then Akira finds all this information, all these videos, and all these things of Brenay and Tim together. It was another one when they was in the bathroom and Brenay was bent over, I know him, whatever, and Tim's like humping from the back, you know what I'm saying? Like they think humping and shit. They humping in the bathroom. It's fucking old to be humping, first of all. Who be hunching? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hunching? Y'all grinding on each other in the bathroom, talking about, oh, I can't wait for the next some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Akira finds that, sends it to Tim. Tim gonna text her back, like, bitch, why the fuck is you going through my laptop? Your laptop. We went 50-50 on this because you're a broke, hipped up man. What the fuck are you talking about? So if I was curious, I'm like, what the hell? Let me call the police because this is gonna be an emergency. I'm going ahead and set the shit up right now because you got me fucked up, right? They get into it, of course, because I'm saying this on your computer. What the hell is this? They separate. They separate. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you too many details in between the separation or whatever, but that's what I do know. She seen the shit and she was like, hell no, you gotta get the fuck out of my house. So Tim went to Brenay's apartment. Like I just said, Devin moved and helped her move her shit. And it's a video. Brenay had Devin over there helping her move her shit while Tim was in the house. Tim over there at Devin's house. It was strange. I think Devin had brought Devin moved Akira. Devin moved Brenay into her own apartment. Brenay moves Tim into the apartment. Right? Mind you, they're all still married during this. Brenay is still married to Devin. Tim is still married to Akira. Brenay pops out on the interconnected webs and says, I've gotten a divorce, y'all. Mind you, all the people have been seeing is that Brenay is showing less of Devin on the camera. She's showing less of Devin on TikTok, less of Devin on YouTube, and more of Tim. So everybody like, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? How in the fuck? Why are you hanging out with your ex-best friend's husband right now? What the hell is going on? So, again, they're all still married during this. Brenay pops out on the internet saying, I have gotten a divorce. Me and Devin are divorced. We're going through a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, neither one of them had filed for divorce yet. Brenay just talking. At this point, she's gotten caught by Akira, and she's already been caught by Devin. So she's trying to save face. She's about getting on the internet first to say, yeah, we separated and da-da-da, we're not together no more. Just so she could try to make it make sense for why she's hanging out with her best friend's husband. You know what I'm saying? So the folks are like, what? So this is how the shit really blew up. When people on the internet was like, wait a minute. That's Akira's husband. That's Akira's husband. Why are you with Akira's husband? Why aren't you with... Oh. We put it together. We knew what was going on. Bitch, you was fucking that man. But she get on the internet. That's not true. They already knew what we was doing. They already know that we was together. Da-da-da. When in reality, they didn't. Akira did not find this out. They were happy, quote unquote, together. They was having financial issues apparently, but Akira felt like they was going good in their relationship. They wasn't arguing and shit. Her and Tim was still fucking. It was crazy things. But then, Akira eventually was like, I don't want to fuck anybody that wants to fuck Brenay. Like, respectfully, you have to. That you're still fucking this bitch. You're fucking her. Like, we're not going to be together. So they separate. Brenay and Tim were together for a while before both of them got divorced. They were out on the internet publicly together before they got the fucking divorce, right? Because they ain't shit. They're not worth the fucking damn. Brenay is in her head in a competition with Karrin because Karrin She knew that Karrin was fucking Tim because, like I said, they pulled up that time when her and Devin was good. They pulled up and seen Karrin hop out of Tim's backseat and go and run upstairs. So this probably brought back those memories for Karrin. I mean, for Brenay, of her and Karrin competing in high school and shit. And now you're gonna go and fuck the nigga that I still want to be with. Well, I mean, I'm married right now, but I still want to be with him. How dare you go and fuck him? So we gotta compete again. I gotta fuck the nigga. And I gotta make him my man. I gotta make him my husband because you gotta be fucked up, Karrin. You're never gonna win over me, bitch. You already got the kids. You know I want some motherfucking kids, and Brenay can't have kids because she has PCOS. She won't lose weight. She won't work out. She won't eat better. She will not take care of herself. So the likelihood of having children is very low, respectfully. You know what I mean? But Karrin has everything that she wants, except, you know what I'm saying, her own place type of thing. So to get that one up on Karrin, because this is all this is about. This is about Karrin and Brenay. Akira just happens to be a casualty in this feud between two twins. I do not believe that Brenay genuinely just, went out to attack Akira. I think this has always been about Brenay, and Akira is a casualty because Tim is the real goal here. She wants Tim. The reward is Tim. And she has to get through Akira to get to the shit, right? But Brenay also is a person who does not fucking know herself. So this whole entire time that her and Tim are together, after she separated from Devin and Tim separated from Akira, she has been copying Akira because she don't have no sense of self. And she knows what her man likes, obviously, because he's seen her with that girl. So she's just like, I'm going to be her. If I need to wear her skin, I will. That's what Brenay said, and that's what she did. She wears Akira's skin, but she can't. It's because Akira's skin is a size like medium. Brenay wears an extra large. It would have never fit. You know what I'm saying? So what Brenay does is chop up pieces of Akira and put it on. You know what I'm saying? Brenay chopped up pieces of Akira's hands and put it on herself. You know what I'm saying? Because Brenay was going with the long bullshit ghetto ass nails, and Akira was coming with the short, classy, whatever French tips, or however she described them. You know what I'm saying? She switched up. She was like, "Oh, I love my shorties now. I don't know why." We know why, you fat bitch. Because you can't be your fucking self and you want to be Akira really bad. Tim also screenshotted a picture of Akira's nails and sent it to Brenay saying, "Get this. Get this. I want you to get there. I want you to get your nails like this." And Brenay, being the dumb ditzy bitch that she is, that's what she went and did, baby. She went and got her nails just like motherfucking that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, she done chopped up pieces of Akira. That was one piece that she chopped up them fingers and hands. You know what I'm saying? So she got Akira's hands. Then another point, she done chopped off Akira's scalp. She chopped the scalp off and put it on herself. And so every other day, when Akira gets a new hairstyle, or even Karrin, you know what I'm saying? Because she know that her man like a good piece of Karrin. You feel me? So she feels like she looks exactly like Karrin. Just big as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And Karrin's big too, but she's bigger than Karrin. So she tries to do the things, make the facial expressions that Karrin and Akira both do, right? I noticed, because I'm very good at noticing. I noticed a lot of things. Karrin was smiling, and Brenay was smiling like this for a while. Just top teeth. It seems like they've all had braces except for Karrin, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe Karrin did. But I can tell that Akira has braces. And when people have braces, they oftentimes smile with all the teeth, top and bottom. You know what I'm saying? I got a little piece of a crossbite. I had no braces, so I only smile with the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how Brenay was smiling. Then, I think when she peeped, where people had been talking about how gorgeous Akira's smile is, she started to smile like this. Which is Akira's smile. Full teeth. Very strange. Very weird how you can pick up on that. You've been watching the fuck out of this girl to pick up on her mannerisms and how she smiles. And you've been trying to do that. Okay? Then, you see that Akira has dimples. You fat bitch, you have no fucking dimple. And even if you did, you wouldn't be able to see the bitch because another a layer of fat was going to cover that shit too. Like, you just, there's no angle that you could win. And again, I have nothing against fat people. I don't care if people are fat. I've been fat before. My thing is, Brenay is greedy. Brenay is greedy. Brenay is greedy. You know what I'm saying? And her greed is a direct reflection of what's on her body. The pure greed. You know what I'm saying? Greed emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. Brenay is greedy, and that's why she looks how she looks. You know what I'm saying? The PCOS is just stopping her from having 11 fucking babies. Because I'm sure if she would, I'm sure if she could, she would. You know what I'm saying? Because she's that goddamn greedy. She needs to have more kids than Akira, more kids than Karrin. So, Karrin, after not Karrin, but after Devin and Brenay had been separated for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because, and again, Tim and Akira had separated, but Akira did not know that Brenay had been fucking this nigga until she seen that shit on that computer. So in between this time where they've separated, Brenay's been separated from Devin, Akira and Devin had just been kind of idling. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hear too much of them. We didn't see too much of them on the internet, but we've seen so much of Tim and Brenay. Akira's getting her shit together though. She's watching, paying attention, and collecting all the information that she needs to give her lawyer. So by the time the shit come around, they do decide to get a divorce, she's gonna sue Brenay for alienation of motherfucking affection, as she goddamn should, because in the state that they're from, you fuck my man, you fuck my husband, bitch, and he leave. He start treating me strange, treating my children strange and shit. I could sue you. So that's what Akira did, respectfully. You know what I mean? Devin just blowing up. He just losing weight. He modeling and shit. He's doing his big one. You feel me? And Tim is also a person who don't know his motherfucking self, because he goes out of his goddamn way to try to be Devin. You could tell, like, because Devin would be great in his little cooking vlogs and shit, and his little get ready with me vlogs and whatever. And he'd do this thing like, get ready with me. Tim, when he started doing his little videos, what do you think he did? And here's my thing. I think that there are a lot of things that people do similarly when they're creators, but you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Especially the person who you are supposedly hating, you fucking his wife. Because they ain't got no divorce yet. You fucking his wife. This is crazy. So, we see just a long, for at least a year, we see 1 year of Brenay copying the shit out of Karrin and Akira. Here's the thing, though. For a long time, people didn't realize that Brenay was in competition with her sister, because we didn't know that Karrin had fucked him until Devin came out and said that they seen Karrin hop out that motherfucking car and go up and got them stairs. We didn't know that. So what I peeped is how heavily Brenay copies Karrin. Like, Brenay will get a wig. Karrin will get a hairstyle. Brenay will get the same hairstyle. Brenay get a color. Karrin get a color. Brenay will get the same color, because Brenay has no fucking personality. But all this shit is gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? Down the goddamn line. But what we were seeing at that time was just that they was copying each other. They was competing silently. You know what I'm saying? And I knew the competition was going on when I saw them both on live together. I seen how Brenay would respond to Karrin, because at this time I had started to self-reflect and realize that I hated either myself or the women that I was around or whatever. I was competitive. I was jealous. I was realizing a lot about myself. And so when you know how when you start wearing glasses, or you need glasses, you start seeing everybody else wear glasses. That's what the fuck was going on, because I saw Brenay and Brenay and Karrin on live together, and Karrin would be like, they said they want to see us do a cooking challenge on live, like, and Brenay be like, oh my god, no, like, I'm not doing that with you. Or Karrin would be like, let's battle. Brenay be like, no. And all that told me was that Brenay did not want to be in a front-facing competition with Karrin, because she did not want to lose in front of others. She would create the competition where it was just very subtle, and she knew that she was winning in her head. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't have to say it. She just felt like she's better than. If Karrin would go and get a wig, Brenay's gonna go get the same kind of color wig. It's just bigger and longer and all this kind of shit, because she just needs to feel like she's doing better than Karrin. Because Karrin might actually have a little piece of personality. I actually don't know, but not really. I don't think so. I truly don't fucking think so. But I think she's a little piece more likable than Brenay, because Brenay is so tied to material things, and that's all her personality is. And I'm sure it's probably very similar for Karrin. We just don't know much about the bitch, because she don't really talk that much, and she knew if she don't say shit, then all the focus is going to be on Brenay. All the focus on Brenay. Brenay enjoys that. Brenay enjoys being the bigger, badder creator than Karrin or whatever. But I think she prefers the type of content that Karrin does, like the lifestyle, I'm gymming or whatever. She's very jealous of that, and because she'll try to sneak it into her own shit. Like, Brenay is just a copycat. Her whole life she's been competing against Karrin. Karrin's been competing against her, either for boys or just a place in somebody's life. It's lame, loser shit. Because now it's gotten to a point where Devin filed for a divorce from Brenay. Actually, I don't know if Brenay filed it or Devin filed it, but they ended up getting divorced first. Brenay gets on the internet like, yay, we're celebrating, my divorce, whatever. And we're all like, what? You didn't even tell us why this shit happened. You just got on the internet one day and said, we're divorced. After we seen all these videos of we all happy together, or Devin in the background, it was just strange shit, right? They get divorced first. Then Akira and Tim get a divorce, a few months down the line. Brenay starts saying she don't know why Akira will hold on to the name Montague. Like, she don't need that shit pretty much. Like, she should change her last name, because Akira wants the destiny, and Brenay wants the destiny swap with Akira. To give you an example of destiny swapping, because I know there's a lot of people thinking that it's just like switching lives with people, and it's like, yes, but it's not that goddamn simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the core of it, it kind of is, but we can explain it just a little bit more if we look at Mean Girls. How the main character, the redhead girl, came from Africa. She didn't know shit about shit. She didn't have nothing, no personality, no way to fit in, and she met the mean girl. I can't remember these people's names, right? She met the mean girl, and then She ends up getting close to the mean girl. The mean girl takes her under her fucking wing, like Akira did Brenay. She takes her under her wing, like as beautiful women who are just married and they're living life. The mean girl takes the redhead girl underneath her wing, and then the redhead girl starts sabotaging the mean girl because somebody got into her ear that she ain't shit. And this is what I think happened. Brenay was taken under her wing, was taken under Akira's wing as, to be a classy, beautiful woman who just, got it together type of shit. Brenay wanted to be like that because as when they were younger, the energy that she had was that she's a dick sucker. Her and her sister was a pass around. So Akira took her under her fucking wing to be, baddies. They together, quote unquote, whatever. I don't think Akira realized that that's what she did, but yes, Brenay was looking up to Akira because Akira now had all the things that she wanted: a family, to be a wife, to have the last name, and to have Tim. Then Karrin and Brenay started to get together to conspire against Akira and talk about how bad she is and how awful of a person or attitude and this, all that, whatever. How she never liked her, she never did all this kind of shit. Yeah, they got into each other's ear about Akira. So Brenay started to try to sabotage Akira. She's going around Akira's house putting wolf's teeth and shit, coyote teeth around Akira's house, which is a spell. You know what I'm saying? They ain't North Carolina. It's a spell to get a lover to come back. That's what Brenay was doing. She was conspiring against Akira to be better than her or take her down, but also take her spot. That's exactly what happened in Mean Girls. The redheaded girl was conspiring against the mean girl to take her down, but she really just wanted to be her. And by the time you get to that level of where you're her, you've done all these awful things to lead up to there, that you've broken so many relationships, you've damaged so many things, and now you fucked up. Her persona, her internet persona, Brenay fucked all that shit up. Her relationship with her sister, she fucked all that shit up. Her relationship with everybody who was supporting her, except for all the bullshit bitches who stuck around. She fucked up that relationship to try to destiny swap with Akira, which she has. But that's the thing. Her karma for this is that everybody hates her. She ain't gonna never be able to find a job, and she's being sued for $2.5 million fucking dollars. Akira sued her. After she got a divorce from Tim, Akira sued Brenay for $2.5 million, which is possible because Brenay had it. Brenay had that much money. She has that much money. You know what I'm saying? Whether in assets or actual, money. She got sued. And then when the court case comes about, Brenay gets a lawyer. They drop her. Because how the fuck can you defend somebody who absolutely did it? We ain't gonna do that. She gets another lawyer. They drop her too. Because again, how the fuck can you defend somebody who absolutely the fuck did that shit? You fucking can't. So Brenay ends up defending herself in a court of law where Akira is suing her for $2.5 million for alienation of affection, where she has like 500 samples of evidence and proof that Brenay did this. Brenay don't have shit. Brenay come with her little folder and she's flipping through the shit. They asking her questions. Brenay don't know what the fuck to say at this shit. Because she's gotten divorced from Devin, been on months back, and all she's been focused about since then has been Tim. Tim has gotten a divorce from Akira because Akira divorced him, and all they've been focused about since then has been each other. Tim and Brenay have only been focused on each other, and that's because they don't have shit else to talk about or think about. They only have each other in this mess. They're reveling in this mess, right? And then the nerve of them to go get married. They went and got married right after they got their divorce. Right when Brenay was divorced, she was waiting on Tim to get a divorce so that they can get married. Now Brenay is Miss Montague. She been wanting to be Miss Montague for a long motherfucking time, right? And in between the time before Akira sued Brenay, or even it was during the time, because you can sue somebody in March and then the court case happens like in September type of thing. In between that time where she was summoned or whatever, where she got served, she got sued. Her and Tim have been splurging. She went and bought a 7-seater Kia. Akira had gotten on the internet and said that's what she wanted. Mind you, Akira had also pressed charges against Brenay for cyber stalking before she pressed charges for alienation of affection. Before she got that divorce from Tim, she filed charges against Brenay for cyber stalking, saying, "Don't post my fucking kids, don't talk about me on the internet." Brenay, of course, violated this because she needed Akira to know that I have your kids around me. I'm winning. Ha 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 ha. I have the man. Ha 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 ha. Type of thing. So she's copying her as well. She's doing the hairstyles that she do, the faces, all this kind of shit, and there's proof of that. So she was charged with cyber stalking, and Akira was granted a what's that shit called? Akira was granted a restraining order. Get your ass away from me, bitch. Get your fat ass away from me. I don't want to see your fat ass no motherfucking way. But then her fat ass showed up to the goddamn graduation. She did. She showed up to the graduation of Akira and Tim's child, which led her of course, to more people talking about her. But then down the line, she showed up to the court case between Tim and Akira when they're getting a divorce and whatnot. Brenay is showing up, so of course she went to jail. Bitch has a restraining order against you. Why the fuck did you bring you and your titties? It's 3 people. You brought you, your left titty, and your right titty to court with you. All 3 of y'all going to motherfucking jail, ho. You lost your fucking mind. And you deserve that for real, because there's no way you've been stalking this girl. This girl told you stop stalking me. I got a charge on you for stalking, motherfucker, and you're gonna go and keep doing it. She thinks she's bigger than the program, and she is big, so I get it. She thinks that she is bigger than the program, though. She don't understand that the program is just a concept. It's not a physical thing. She's trying her best though to be bigger than the concept. She's eating 5K worth of food every goddamn month to be bigger than the concept of Akira's program. Baby, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? She's just big as shit for no fucking reason. Well, actually, the reason is she don't. Again, I keep saying this. She don't have nothing within herself that she could pull out and draw outward. So everything is just going to be her putting stuff on herself. Her putting those long ass nails on, the longest lashes in the world, the biggest wig in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's going to do. She's going to put on the most weight because she don't have anything within her. Character, integrity. She don't have nothing to draw out and push out into the world that's good. So Akira done filed this restraining order. Brenay done violated it several motherfucking times. You know what I'm saying? The bitch ain't got a lick of brain. You know what I'm saying? To the point where she done defended herself in court. I'd have tried so hard to keep getting a lawyer, keep getting. I don't care. I'm gonna keep. And if I can't, I'm gonna get a public defender, bitch. It's gonna be somebody there. But she decided she was gonna defend herself. And do you know she lost? Of course she motherfucking lost. Why wouldn't the bitch have lost? She did the shit. And Akira had so much evidence. She had a good lawyer. She had 2 or 3 lawyers, I believe. And I think also one of Karen's parents is a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Brenay, you couldn't have thought that you was going to win this. You did it. So now she owes Akira $2.5 million right after the fucking court case. She gets on the news because the news is reporting at this point because people are showing up to the court case. People are showing up from TikTok and wherever else that they've been watching this, from Reddit. Who else? They're showing up to the court because, this is public. You can go to the courts and watch people go to jail and shit. You can watch them get charged for shit, watch them plead, and all that kind of shit. This has gotten so big to the point where it's on the freaking news. They asked Brenay after it's like, so, you've been sued. How is she going to get the money? Brenay says, out of her big dick sucking mouth, I don't know, but I bet you she'll never see it. You played, bitch. You did. You played bad because the courts was like, a word, you and both of your titties are going to be charged next week. So they did. I don't know what the words are to describe this, but the courts was like, we're gonna take your money because we gave you a time frame in which you needed to pay, and the interest is crazy on that shit. You know what I'm saying? The interest is like $3,000 a week. That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. I might be exaggerating, but it's a lot of goddamn money weekly, monthly, daily. You know what I'm saying? The shit done piled up. It's already 2.5 million. I think already it's at 2.7 million. You know what I'm saying? Probably. I don't know. I'm just talking about it. She owed that lady a lot of motherfucking money. She gets on the news and say, I don't know how she gonna get it. So the courts was like, well, we're gonna get it like this. So they snatched all that shit out of her account. They snatched all out of her account. She has the nerve to say, and her mama said it too to the news people. She ain't gonna never get it. Watch. She ain't gonna never get it. She's gotten it. And that Kia that she got, she named it Dream or whatever, knowing that was something that Akira wanted, because Akira was saying that was her dream car. And here comes Brenay getting the exact same car and then naming it Dream. Dream gonna be a memory. For real. Dream gonna be Akira's. You got Akira's dream car to give it to her. That's your fucking karma. Bitch, you tried to destiny swap with Akira, and you did, but everything is going back to Akira because it was for her. It was never for you. Dumb bitch, except for Tim. You can keep Tim. And that's the thing. Tim ain't been paying for shit. Tim don't have no fucking job. So as of right now, what's going on? Since Brenay has been sued after Akira won that court case for alienation of affection, $2.5 million. Brenay's money has been snatched out of that bank account. We've seen Brenay's bank statements. We saw that Brenay is spending $5,000 worth of monies on food monthly for her and Tim. That's a lot of food. We're seeing that she's going to Korean barbecue places and spending $70. Chick-fil-A, $60. How the fuck did you spend for 2 people? Bitch, you too big. You and Tim are too fucking big. Your 2 titties, and Tim and his 2 hips and his 2 titties. It's too much in the fucking car. That's why she had to get that big ass kid, because she didn't even have no fucking kids. I think Akira made it to where you couldn't even be around my kids for real. Or maybe she could. I can't really remember. But yeah, the shit is a goddamn mess at this point, because that's what's going on right now. Brenay done been sued and the money done been snatched out of her bank account. So now you know what she's doing? She's in a Motel 6. A Motel 6 with Tim. Because she's talking about, oh yeah, Tim done went on a work trip. They snatched your money out your account last week. You ain't got no motherfucking money. And they're gonna come and serve you some papers to go get the rest of the shit. They'll go get your motherfucking car, probably to get your house. And to avoid being served, you went to another county. Because Tim ain't got no goddamn job. What you talking about? He on a work trip. He on a work trip and you had to pay for the hotel? The Motel 6? No. We seen the bank statements where you got sued and you only had $1,000 left in your account. We seen that. No matter how much you try to hide from a bitch, we seen the shit. Disrespectfully, you know what I mean? And so now you're at a point where you're just running. And that's where we bring that shit to a close. Right now, Brenay and Tim are running from being served, and Devin is supposed to be suing Tim as well. So that's supposed to be coming up. I'm very excited to see that, and I also hope that Akira sues Karrin, because here's the thing: Karrin's 2 children look exactly like Tim. They look exactly like Tim. Exactly like Tim. They don't look like her baby daddy. And then she's saying the baby daddy hasn't even seen the last one. Why wouldn't he have seen his child? And he's on live saying like she won't even let me see the kid. Granted, he is a deadbeat. He has several children. And Karrin's pretty much saying like these is his 2 kids as well. And he don't see them and he don't give a fuck about them. But it's like he probably know them ain't his kids. He probably know them Tim babies. Because he even said he wanted to get a DNA test. He wanted to get a DNA test, and Karrin was adamant for a long time that she didn't fuck Tim. She's still adamant about that. But somehow, some way, about 2 weeks ago, she said on live, "Well, if Tim wanted to get a DNA test, he could. He could just ask for one. Why would he ask for a DNA test for your children if he didn't fuck you? Have you lost your mind? You have. They're slow. Her and Brenay are slow as fuck. They're crazy. They're crazy as shit. They're dumb as hell. Dumb as 2 June bugs in July." Do you know what I'm saying? The bitches are slow. They keep doing shit and they keep lying blatantly. The proof is there. After the shit happened, Karrin and the sisters getting all on live. I'm like, oh, we don't know why the fuck Akira's a liar. Akira's crazy, this and then that. I hope Akira has gotten that shit screen recorded and saved to her cellular device to send to Robin, which is her lawyer, so she can sue the titties off of Karrin. Now Karrin lost a whole bunch of weight. She looks a lot better these days. She looks better than Brenay, I'll tell you that. She's always looked better than Brenay. She's been the prettier twin. And Brenay hates that. I'm sure Brenay hates being the uglier twin when she's posted herself as the bougie one. She's supposed to be the prettier one. She's supposed to be the cuter one. You know that make her mad. And you got kids by my man. Her and her sister are fucked up. Akira was just a casualty. As we're seeing right now, they're on the run. Brenay ain't got no motherfucking money no more to feed hips up Tim. So we're just going to see how this shit turns out. We're going to see what she ends up doing and how long Tim's going to stay with her. I believe that Tim's going to stay with her for a while because Tim seemed like he just in it for the money. He's one of them niggas that love being taken care of. He seemed like a mama's boy, daddy's boy. Again, he's a preacher's kid. They've been taking good care of that boy, and he ain't felt like he needed to do a goddamn thing. He ain't never needed to do a goddamn thing. He never had a fucking plan because the plan has always been to be a preacher's kid. And that was just it. You feel me saying? He feel like he's set probably. He ain't never needed to do shit. He's one of them men that's okay with a woman taking care of him. Why? Because he ain't shit. He ain't worth for them. I don't know. I wouldn't be with a man like that because I'm not desperate. But Brenay is, so she's gonna pay for his life. She's been paying for everything. We'll see him all the time and new shit that she done bought him, but we'll never see shit that he bought for her because he don't buy her a goddamn thing because he don't have no fucking money. I can't imagine my man going to the store with my motherfucking card and bringing me something back with my that she bought with my card. But Brenay probably wouldn't care. You babe brought me this, babe, hubby, babe. He brought me this. She loves calling him babe, loves calling him hubby and shit. Like she loves to try to prove to everyone that they're so in love. That he loves her oh so much. He fucks with her oh so much. But every day, every time they post, everywhere around the motherfucking corner is an inch of hate. You can tell that they're seething at the mouths of having to live with each other. I don't think that Brenay truly likes Devin. I think that she just likes being in control of someone. I think that she likes having something that feels like it's loyal to her. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't seem like she ever had anybody be loyal to her, really, or to want her, or that she could win. You know what I'm saying? So she feel like she's winning right now. So she ain't gonna never let go of this win. You feel me? She needed that forever. And then Tim, he ain't gonna never let go of his mommy because that's what he needed. He needed a mommy. That's what Akira was to him, a mommy. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the same way I talk about Devin, it takes a certain type of man to date a bitch like Brenay. It takes a certain type of woman to take a man like Tim. Tim ain't work for them. He ain't shit. He ain't cute. Akira's gorgeous. Tim probably had just a really good talk game, and the meat was probably curved. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about nothing for real, but that's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no goddamn way Akira, as gorgeous as she is, decided to settle with a man who ain't got shit, who wasn't shit, cheated on her in college, and you still had to pay all the bills and shit like that. Like, even though I understand that was their arrangement, you know what I'm saying? So that Tim could get his degree, just like, It doesn't feel like a prize to me. And I don't think your partner is supposed to be a prize. I think the union is supposed to be the prize, but the union didn't feel like it was worth for them because he's cheating. He has you paying for everything, and it just seemed like he just running over you type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So Akira kind of just seemed like she was naive, and probably her self-esteem might have been a little piece of low. You know what I'm saying? I think these days she know her worth, so she's probably like, yeah, bitch, a nigga could never do that to me. But a lot of gorgeous girls who are just sweet and very innocent and they just really have good intentions, they don't be knowing. They genuinely be like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice these things for you and willing to, whatever, so our union can work. But a man who ain't worth a damn, who's willing to run over a bitch like that, that's what he's gonna do, and that's what he did. Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, for Akira and Devin, they went through this because this is good publicity for them. You know what I'm saying? This looks real good on them that they turned out to be the type of people that they are, very humble, very chill with shit or whatever. We don't have to know them personally to just feel good about them or feel happy for them because Akira don't want a lot of money. And I know Devin peeking around the corner like, that's a lot of money. I can't wait to suit him. I'm gonna sue the pants off that hippie bitch. Respectfully. We're rooting for you, Devin, to do that because I want to see that. I want to see the court case on that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see. Yeah. And I hope, again, that Akira sues Karrin because Karrin is a nasty, disgusting, gutter snipe type of bitch. You had 2 kids by my hand, my husband, and then the nerve of you to say that these are your baby daddy's kids when both of y'all are dark skinned and both of these kids are light skinned. What's Tim's face? You're a fat, trifling bitch with a huge, deep pussy. You have to stop. But she ain't gonna stop. Her and Brenay are in competition forever. They're beefing about it forever. They've been beefing about Tim since middle school, high school, shot type shit. The shit ain't gonna never stop. The dick must have a curve in it. It must be curved to the left. It has to be. I know it has to be. Because what is this? What is this about? It can't be the face. I don't see that. But that's my recap. That's what I seen. That's what I seen go on and whatever. That's what I think about this shit. I think these bitches are 2 big titty bullshitting ass hoes who ain't never been chosen. They're in competition with each other forever because they don't have a sense of self. Their mother is the problem. The root of the problem is their mama and daddy. They ain't never been shit and they ain't teach their daughters to be shit. They taught their daughters that what they was doing is okay. Like you would literally see Brenay's mom defending her so heavily at the court and giving him Devin nasty looks and everything. It's crazy shit. Real crazy shit. But I'm glad that it turned out how it did turn out because Akira needed her motherfucking coin. Devin needed to go try to get his motherfucking coin, but I'm glad he didn't blow it the fuck up. And I'm glad that Brenay has $1,000 in a Motel 6 room. And Tim, because that's another thing too. Tim owed child support. And if you marry somebody who owes child support and they don't have the means to get it themselves, they're gonna get it up off of you. They're gonna take that shit out of your account. So Brenay was ready to do that. She thought that she had it all in stock, all in store. You know what I'm saying? She could do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. But little did she know, Akira had a bigger plan. It doesn't matter how big you are, Brenay, you were never going to be bigger than Akira's program. Disrespectfully. Your left titty and your right titty, it would have never worked. Sorry. But that's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what it's going to be. I ain't going to say too much, though, because I don't know too much about these folks' business, but that's just what I think.